Hi, lawyers! Alert! Alert! It's an emergency! Hi, my name is Sonrisa Lewis, and I am a freelance attorney with my firm, Lewis Legal. I help other lawyers with tasks such as legal research, legal writing, and litigation support. So this emergency, there's not really an emergency, but what if there were? My question to you today is, have you put into place a plan, an emergency plan, in case there were an emergency? Maybe you got sick, or if your child got sick, or if you had to leave town for several weeks to take care of a parent. Do you have a plan in place to help your law firm in case of an emergency, to help it stay afloat? I have a colleague, she is an estate planning attorney, and she got very, very ill, unfortunately, and she was unable to work for, it was about 2 to 3 months, I believe. And during that time, her practice suffered. She wasn't able to be there. While her clients understood, some of them, they needed her, they had to move on, so she lost some business, and it affected her career and her practice, and she was able to ultimately rebuild. But in such a case like this is a sad and unfortunate case that I hope it never happens to you, that you're sick or that you have to leave your practice for a while. But it could happen, and you are an attorney, you run your own firm, and all the responsibility falls on you. So my question is, if something like this were to happen, if you were in such a situation like my colleague, do you have a plan in place to deal with an emergency? And I'm just asking you to think about it. And of course, I would recommend that you have a freelance attorney, someone you can call in case of an emergency, to help take work off of your plate. I mean, maybe this attorney could do a lot of drafting, could be drafting different wills, or whatever your practice is. Maybe you're a family law attorney or a personal injury attorney. Someone who can really step in and help you during this time if needed. And there are other tools, there are other things that you can put in place in case of an emergency for your law firm. Maybe even you have colleagues that you could even rely on to help you. But yeah, I recommend that you think about this. Think about this seriously. I've had times when I've also, gotten very sick and been unable to work. So I know how important this is. And you never know when you could find yourself in a situation where you need to step away from your practice. And as the leader of your practice, it's your responsibility to make sure that you're planning for worst case scenario in order to protect your practice, protect your value, protect your assets and your livelihood. So that's my story for you today. And I hope nothing like this ever happens to you, but something that's good to think about. And if you want to think about things like this or talk more about these issues, I recommend that you join my Facebook group. It's called Go Getting Attorneys. That's Go Dash Getting Attorneys. And we can talk more about these strategies there.